Hi Dheeraj, welcome to the show.
Hey Pooja, thanks.
We have Dheeraj, who is the founder and CEO of Capgrid. And Dheeraj, we'd love to hear from you. What is the company about and what problem are you solving?
No, thanks Pooja. We are aggregating manufacturing and delivery of precision parts and components, primarily focusing on automotive and industrial manufacturing.
Right.
So traditionally, this industry works directly with small and medium-sized manufacturers directly. And then day in, day out, these small manufacturers manufacture hundreds of parts for the final customer. And that's where we bring in our technology platform and our warehousing network, where we become an aggregate supplier to the customers who are, let's say, a automotive OEM, a car manufacturing company, a tractor manufacturing company, or a AC manufacturing company. And on the supply side, then we work with a lot of driven small SMEs who manufacture for us day in, day out.
Got it.
So running a continuous supply chain and then taking ownership of manufacturing, quality and delivery.
Right. What is the business model right now?
That's the business model. We become
Like, how do you make money?
so we are getting it manufactured at X price and then we sell it at Y price.
Oh, okay. So you're not the India Mart, so to say.
No, we are not connecting people. We are the manufacturers.
You are the manufacturer.
We use a word called cloud manufacturing.
Okay, cloud manufacturing.
That's
That's a good term. So what is the current supply base that you have right now?
So we are working with almost 350, 400 suppliers right now in India, and on the customer side about 12 large customers and another 15 to 20 kind of small and mid-sized customers.
So out of these 12 large customers, can you name some that we might have heard of?
I don't know if I can name, but these are some of the leading logos across two-wheeler, four-wheeler, EV manufacturers, off-highway agri.
Do you have these names on your website or no?
We have some names, but
Okay.
yeah, we have some names, like we haven't refreshed it, but some names
Okay.
on the website.
Right. And where is your setup based out of?
We are headquartered in Gurgaon.
Gurgaon.
We have a small office in Bangalore, and then we have got 10 warehouses across the country at the moment. Faridabad, Jaipur, Roorkee, Chennai, Bangalore, Madurai, Rajkot, Pune,
Right.
all the key manufacturing zones.
Got it. And how big is the team?
We are about 140 people right now, 140, about 2.5-year-old company.
Okay. And most of them are in which type of function?
So given we are getting things manufactured, a decent chunk is people who work with, it's called sourcing function, where we get things manufactured from suppliers. Then there is a supply chain team, then there is a quality team, and then there is a tech team. So kind of these four are the main four teams.
Sure.
in the organization.
So let's say, let's take an example of a Maruti or a telco or someone, right? And if they have to look for, they need like thousands of auto parts.
That's
right. So they are supposed to, for certain parts of the sort of function, they can come to your platform and give the order to you. You will get it executed from what you think is the right SME to do, and you will deliver it back.
So half of that is correct. The difference is that it's not a trading platform. So typically supplier and manufacturing source for a particular component doesn't change very often.
Yeah.
So how it works is we go to let's say an OEM, right, a Maruti, or even a tier one, right? Someone who's making a gearbox assembly for Tata Motors, let's say. We just onboarded a customer, right, which makes gearboxes for Tata Motors and Ashok Leyland. Half of the trucks have the gearboxes.
Okay.
So they will make some part in-house, but they will buy a lot of parts from other suppliers. So we go tell them that why not we aggregate these 300 parts, which you are getting from 50 suppliers right now. So Capgrid become your sole supplier, and then we make sure we are getting that from a limited set of driven suppliers where we are getting it manufactured. So we reduce a lot of operational complexity for the customer, right? Not dealing with 50 suppliers, just dealing with one. Our control tower provides two-tier inventory visibility, quality visibility, development visibility, which is what they value the most.
Acha, you are developing visibility also for the customer, which
That's correct, because I'm manufacturing it. So and traditionally, if an OEM would want to do that with the supplier, these suppliers are very small in nature. They do not have capabilities to provide that kind of data and information. But given now we are getting it manufactured, we have very good control over our suppliers and strategic suppliers. And then we bring it to our warehouse and we are shipping it to customers. So we are able to create that two-tier almost inventory visibility, material movement visibility, quantity visibility.
Right. How are delays? Usually we've heard a lot of delay in such manufacturing work.
So
how do you manage?
See, typically in this industry, delay is like a sin because if the customer's line stop, if he's gonna produce 100 vehicles that day, it's a loss for him, right? So we believe that, and while it does happen sometimes that the part doesn't reach on time and the line stoppage happens. In fact, this is one of the primary concerns in this industry, that even one part is not there and the line stop. And this is where I think we are building a company which will be more capable, given we are directly working with multiple suppliers in a category. We can get that manufactured for sure, right? And there will be less opportunity for line stoppage because of delays.
Understood. And how about payment delays? Like in the manufacturing sector again, we hear a lot of delays also.
See, in a recurring supply chain, typically payment term or working capital is a problem when you are doing a one-time supply chain. You get something manufactured, you have to pay to supplier right away, and then you deliver it to customer and customer will pay you. In our case, with all of our these large 12 customers, almost every day or 3 times a week vehicle goes. Similarly, our suppliers are also replenishing maybe 4 times a month. So in this industry, typically payment is not that big problem, because if it's a 45-day payment term, he's gonna get it for the last month. Working capital is not a big challenge in this industry, and that's also differentiates us from a lot of other B2B startups which are struggling with working capital.
Right. So the SMEs that are working with you, you're saying they all get paid on time.
That's correct.
That's correct.
Mostly on time.
Mostly.
That's correct,
Yeah, understood. And we understand that in the manufacturing sector, margins are very bleak, right? So now if the margins are already bleak when telco was giving it to a SME, and now there is a mediator also who is hoping to earn from that tech advancement, how does the money part work?
See, that's I would say that's a misconception that margins are very thin. OEM makes less margin. Like a car manufacturer would have probably a 7-8% PAT, but tier 1 will have slightly higher PAT, because and then tier 2s, which are actually manufacturing these small components, right, where you cannot do pricing very well. Again, I'm not putting a general statement, but smaller manufacturer, there is a lot of opportunity to expand that margin base, because they do not have process, they do not have systems. There is a guy who knows, he's great at manufacturing, right? So you give him raw material, he will get out the finished product in a great way. But is that efficient or not?
Management, right.
So there is a lot of opportunity where we can handhold some of these suppliers. Yamaha can put a 6S and like Kaizen and whatnot, right? Get the perfect assembly, but these small suppliers couldn't. So we feel, and if you see the raw material cost for this tier 2 suppliers is about 40-45% of the revenues, right? If you look at some listed companies. And then rest is all operational costs.
Sure.
The more you can squeeze in, the more you can help them in improving the processes, the more margin you can create in the system.
Understood. And what is the size of these SMEs that you partner with?
2 to 3 crores per month. So kind of they are 10-15 crore annually to maybe a 40-50 crore annually is a great. He may have a customer like Maruti as well, by the way. So most of there are thousands of suppliers very capable in this revenue range. 100 crore revenue is like a big supplier in this space.
Understood. And which side pay your team has to work more aggressively in terms of getting more SMEs or getting more customers?
See, getting more customer, of course, because we are trying to break how they used to work. We are trying to say we are not manufacturer, but we will supply it to you, which is a great responsibility if you think about it. We get the PO and then we get it manufactured. Supplier side pay, we haven't seen issues so far, because at the end of the day, we are giving new business to suppliers.
So they are more welcoming of you.
Purely on the basis of value which we are creating for them. They are very happy. Mostly they are very happy.
Right. How did you come up with this idea?
So I was at Deloitte for almost 10 years, where I was a part of the supply chain consulting practice, and my co-founder was also at Deloitte. He was there for 4-5 years. We worked together there. Spent a lot of time in India, Asia, Japan, US. See, it's a long story, but again, products are evolving quite a lot from last 5-10 years, right? More facelift is happening, more newer products are coming. And manufacturers are struggling with the pace at which they need to get new suppliers or new part developed. And we saw that they are directly working with these small suppliers, not in all the categories. So maybe there will be some A-class categories where there is a big sorted supplier. But then the B and C class, right, where there is huge fragmentation. That's where we thought we can come in and create this value.
Right.
So pretty much from our prior experience working with manufacturers globally, so we first built a tech platform which will smoothen this process. And then And then we thought, why not we manufacture rather than giving this platform to anyone?
Makes sense.
So it was a on-the-job learning.
Right. Are there any competitors right now in India?
So no, not really. I mean, in the categories where we operate, which is continuous supply chain, and then recurring supply chain, precision parts and components, there is no competitor as of now, or globally as well.
Acha. Any last thoughts you want to share about the award that you got?
No, I think this is the Spirit of Manufacturing Award, and we got the Young Entrepreneur Award for in this segment. And we want ourselves to be associated with this manufacturing Make in India kind of tagline. And then when we saw this, we applied for this. So I think it will help a lot of our customer investors, right? And understand, right, that even a startup can get manufacturing done rather than trading or platform.
Yeah.
So I think that trust will increase because of this award.
Great. Very nice talking to you, Dheeraj.
Thank you, Pooja.
All the best for your work.